Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna be solving another problem on Codeforces website. So this problem is considered as an easy problem as well. As you know, I'm just starting, so I'm not trying to solve a lot of harder problems right now because I'm just um, learning a little bit more about C++ and the problem solving techniques. So I've been solving quite a lot of problems. So let me see the problem set here, just to show you. Okay, I'm going to show you the problems that I have solved already from the start. I've solved all of these problems here, including the beautiful matrix, but I'm going to solve again and show you guys how I did it. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I'm going to read the problem statement. A beautiful matrix. Time limit per test is 2 seconds. Memory limit is to 156 megabytes. Input and output are standard. So now it's the description of it. You've got a 5 by 5 matrix consisting of 24 zeros and a single number 1. So guys, this means that I have 5 by 5 matrix, which is 25 numbers. So 24 of those numbers are zeros and one number is 1. So let's index the matrix rows by numbers from 1 to 5. Okay, the number of rows are 1 to 5 from top to bottom. Let's index the matrix columns by numbers from 1 to 5, from left to right. In one move, you are allowed to apply one of the two following transformation to the matrix. So, okay, let's just read it. Let's read it. Swap two neighboring matrix rows, that is, rows with indexes I and I plus 1 for some integer. So it has these constraints like the minimum is 1. So I is less or equal than 1, and the I is less than 5. Okay, swap two neighboring matrix columns, just like the rows. Columns with indexes j and j plus 1 for some integer. Okay, follow the same as the rows here. Like j is less or equal than 1 and j is less than 5, which is j is the columns. You think that a matrix looks beautiful if the single number 1 of the matrix is located in its middle. Okay, I think that the matrix is beautiful if the 1 is located at the middle. So that is in the cell that is on the intersection of the third row and the third column. So that will be right here, the middle. So you think that, okay, the input consists of 5 lines. Each line contains 5 integers. So the input consists of 5 lines. Each line contains 5 integers. The j integer and the ith line of the input represents the element of the matrix that is located on the intersection of the ith row and the jth column. It is guaranteed that the matrix consists of 24 zeros and a single number 1. So the output print a single integer, the minimal number of moves needed to make the matrix beautiful. Okay, so I have two examples here. So let's say that okay, the 1 is located at the second row and the last column. So to make the matrix beautiful, I have to move it to the middle. So I have to move 1, 2, and 3. So that's why the output is 3. And in this case here, the number 1 is already located at the middle, but I have to move it 1. So the output will be 1. So to get to the middle and make the matrix beautiful. So that's an implementation problem. Okay, let me see where it is. So yeah, I cannot see it right now. So let's just try to implement the solution, guys. So I have my file opened here. So first of all, I have to create an integer of, because I need to, the I, let me see again. I have to, first line, the input consists of 5 lines. Each line contains 5 integers. Alright, so I will have to read it from that. So first of all, I'll create the ring, the one position, the n position, the number num position, or I can say, which is better, position of n. Because why am I gonna do this? Because I need to know where the n is. Okay, and for now that's it. So now I'm gonna create a loop, which is gonna start it as this is the I is gonna get started as 0, and it will loop for 5 times because I need to read 5 columns and 5 rows. So I'm gonna do another loop here. This is the J, and then I'm gonna get started as 0, and then I'm gonna go to 5. Okay, so this program is the complexity of this is O of n squared. So time complexity is big O notation, of course, O of n squared. N squared. I mean, I don't know how to put the number 2 up above there, so n squared. Alright. So, okay, let's continue to do this. Now I have to read the input. So, character integer. So I need to create a variable to read the input, the number, num. So I'm gonna read that. Then I'm gonna make a condition. If the num is equals 1, because it's 1, then what I'll do, I need to know the position of the number here. So the position of n is equal the of course it is j plus 1, of course. Why do I need to say j plus 1 here? Because I mean I'm looping from 0 to 4, because the array starts at the position of 0. So plus 1 here means that the number 1 is at the last position of this row. Okay, and okay, that's it. So, but yeah, then if that works, I'll break, because I don't want to loop again. Okay, now so now I create if. I need to know also the position of the column, right? So position of the number and the position of the I mean not the column but the row. Position of the row. The position of row and position of column. I mean the position of the number regarding to its column. So then, okay, if I break that, then here I'll set the position of the row plus plus. So I'm not gonna initialize it as 0. Initialize at 0, so increase number 1, because let's say if the number 1 is at the first column, then I will increase by 1. And also if it breaks here, it means that I found the number, so I don't need to continue with this loop anymore. So I'm gonna create if the pos of n is not 0, is different than 0, which means that I found that, then I'll break the code as well. So I'm also gonna get started. We initialize this as a -1. So because the position of n could be 0, now it cannot be 0 because I'm incremented by 1, so that's going to be 0 here. If it's different than 0, then I'll break the loop. Okay, here I discovered the position of the number 1 and the position of the row that it is. So now what I need to do, I need to just I need to subtract 3 from the position here. Let's say if the position is 5, I'll subtract 3 because 3 is the middle position of the column and the middle position of the row. So if I subtract here, it will be 2 because if I am at the 5 position, the last position, which is 5, I'm gonna have to move 2 positions to get to the 3. So that's why I have to subtract 3 from this. And then also the position of row is going to be the same thing. I have to subtract by 3 or less. I mean, or subtract the position if it's less than 3. So subtract that number from 3. So does that make sense? So let's continue. If the pos of n is greater or equal 3, then what I'll do, I'll get I have to create more variables here. So column 0 and row which is 0. So if position of the number regarding to the column, so the column is going to be, it's going to receive the 3 minus position of n minus 3. Okay, if it's greater or equal than, else if it's not, the column will receive the 3 minus the position of n. And that I need to do the same thing. Same thing with okay, so I cannot do that. So the same thing I'll do with the position of the row. It's greater or equal 3, which is the middle position of the row as well. So the row will have to the position row minus 3, else the row will get to 3 minus position of the row. So this is C++, not JavaScript, so I have to put the semicolon there. Okay, which is nice. Now I have my solution. I don't really have my solution. What I need to do now, I need to sum the column and the rows that it took for me to create a beautiful matrix. That means that for me to put the number at the middle position. So it's character output. So I'll do right now. So the column plus row that I have calculated and end my line. So that's it, guys. That's the code. Let's compile right now. So compile a beautiful matrix. Is it going to compile or not? I guess you will. Yes, it did compile. It took a little time, but that's it. Test dot x. I have to copy the test case here. 3, just like I said before. I've copied the test case. Now let's execute my program. Paste. Okay, so we found, and the answer is 3 here. As you can see, the answer is 3. And indeed it is 3. Now let's copy this test case and try it all over again. Execute my program, then paste. Okay, it's 1, and here it is, indeed 1. So I think that's it, guys. So now let's try to submit the problem. Let's find the beautiful matrix here. Open up and submit. Okay, the problem has been submitted and it got accepted. So there you go, guys, another problem solved. The beautiful matrix, you can find that in the problem set, just like I have shown you before. So you gotta filter here by difficulty. 1 again, and there you go, beautiful matrix, which is an implementation type of problem, have been solved. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you like this video. And if you want to see more of a newbie competitive programmer solving those problems, you can subscribe and hit the like button below. And if you have some resources for me to study and improve, or some comments, just leave it down below. And thank you for watching, and that's it, guys. Until next time.